How to reset when your dreams fall apart. You know, you had a vision, you poured your heart, your soul, and maybe even your savings into it. You saw it so clearly, how it would grow, how it would change lives, and how it would make an impact. But now it feels like it's slipping through your fingers, right? Maybe the funding didn't come through. Maybe the people you trusted let you down, or maybe you gave it everything you had and somehow it still wasn't enough. And if you're feeling exhausted, disappointed, and questioning if you should keep going, you're not alone. Trust me, we all go through it. So let me ask you something. Has anyone ever told you that every successful leader, entrepreneur, visionary, or change maker has had a moment just like this? Moments when it all felt like it was crumbling, because it's true. And today, I want to show you how to reset when your dream feels like it's falling apart. Because let me tell you, this is not the end of your story. I know it feels overwhelming right now. I know part of you wants to just walk away, right? But here's what I've learned. The people who create real lasting impact aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who know how to recover when things don't go as planned. So in this video, I'm going to give you a proven 3-step framework to reset, rebuild, and come back even stronger. These steps will help you process what happened. You're going to rediscover your purpose, and you're going to create a strategy that actually works. And stick with me until the end, because I'm also going to share the number one mindset shift that will make all the difference in your bounce back. You ready to bounce back? Bounce back. I've been there. I've been there more than once. Years ago, I launched a nonprofit with a big mission. I had the vision, the passion, the strategy. I thought I had everything figured out at first. Things are working. We had some momentum. People were excited about what we were doing. But then one by one, the challenges, they started stacking up, because they're going to stack up, right? We lost a major grant that we were counting on. We did everything that we were supposed to do, but we know that they were competitive. And we just knew by the engagement that we were going to get funded, but we didn't. So we lost the grant, and we were really counting on it. And so many of our key team members, they got burned out and they left. They're like, this is too much, and suddenly what felt like a dream started to really feel like a burden. You can relate to that. Put a comment in the chat and say, I can relate to that. Okay. I remember sitting there staring at my laptop, just asking myself, do I even keep going? And maybe you're feeling that way right now. But here's what I realized. The dream itself, it wasn't the problem. The way I was approaching it needed to change. I needed a reset. And once I figured out how to reset, everything, it just shifted. We restructured, we found new funding sources, and we grew into something even stronger than before. And here's what I want for you too. So if you're feeling stuck, here's exactly how to reset and rebuild. And trust me, I was able to do it. And we have been in existence, or the nonprofit I started, been in existence for almost 4 decades. So what I want you to do, because I've been there, what I want you to do is I want you to do step 1, is I want you to pause and process. The first thing you need to do is just stop. Before you try to force a solution or rush into fixing things, you need to take a step back and process what happened. What in the heck happened? And I know that's hard. We live in a world that tells us to just keep pushing and hustle harder. Don't stop. Don't give up. But here's the truth. If you don't take the time to reflect, you're just repeating the same mistakes over and over again. So give yourself permission to, number 1, feel the disappointment without judging yourself. We are so judgmental. I think we are our hardest judges. Won't you agree? So feel the disappointment without judging yourself. Ask yourself, what actually went wrong? Was it the timing? Was it a lack of resources? Or was it a strategy issue? Which one of it was? Okay. Then I want you to recognize what was out of your control, because sometimes we feel like we have to be in control, but there's a lot that's out of our control. So think about what was out of your control and what you can change moving forward. Okay. This step isn't about wallowing. It's about getting clarity, and clarity is what's going to set you up for a stronger comeback. You ready for a comeback? Okay. That's step 1. Now, step 2, I want you to reignite your why. Okay. Once you've taken time to process, it's time to reconnect with your why you started in the first place. Because here's what happens. When things get hard, we start doubting everything, including ourselves. Really, am I meant to do this? But your mission, it didn't change. Your impact that you wanted to do, it still matters. The way you get there might need to shift, but the heart of why you started, that's really still valid. So think about it and ask yourself, ready? I want you to ask yourself this. Before you ask yourself, I want you to take a breath. Breathe in, hold it, and then breathe out. Now you ready? I want you to ask yourself this. If money, time, and obstacles weren't an issue, think about it. Now I want you to ask yourself, what was the spark that made me start this in the first place? And then, who is this really about? Who am I helping and why does it matter? Because when you're connected to something bigger than the setback, you'll find the motivation to keep moving. You'll keep going. Okay. And so number 3, I want you to rebuild smarter. Now here's where the real shift happens. I said shift happens. You're not going to just start over. You're going to build smarter. That means learning from your mistakes instead of repeating them. And the reason why I'm saying you're going to not start from scratch, because if you have a house and it burns down, the foundation is still there. So I want you to build on that foundation, okay? Don't tear everything down. I want you to adjust your strategy based on what didn't work before. And then number 3, I want you to seek support, whether it's a mentor, a coach, or a like-minded community member. Get you some support. And here's something really powerful. Many times the setback actually points you toward a better way forward. Maybe the funding didn't come through because guess what? There's a better funding model for your mission. There's so many different funding models, but we get sometimes just tunnel vision or blinders onto that one funding model, but there's many funding models. Okay. Maybe the people who left, really, they weren't the right fit. So rebuilding smarter means making decisions based on insight, not frustration. And here's the biggest thing I want you to take away. Failure is not a stop sign. It's a detour. And some of the greatest success stories started as massive failures. Let's talk about Oprah. Oprah was told she wasn't fit for TV. Steve Jobs got fired from his own company. And there's countless nonprofits and social entrepreneurs who started after their founders faced major roadblocks. Okay? So what made the difference? They did not give up. They adapted. And you can do the same. Okay? Now I want to hear from you. What's one lesson you've learned from a setback? Drop it in the comments. I try to read all the comments. So if this message resonated with you, don't do this journey alone. Keep going. I want you to hit the subscribe or follow because I'm going to share more strategies to help you lead with impact, overcome obstacles, and build something that lasts. Your dream's not over. It's just getting started. Okay. Every day it's a way to just keep getting started with your dream. So if you got some value out of this at all, any value, any little nugget, I want you to do me a couple favors. Okay. Number 1, if you haven't subscribed, I want you to subscribe. I want you to like my channel. Okay. And I want you to comment, right? And then 4th, I want you to share it with somebody you think is struggling with starting their nonprofit or that's struggling while they're running their nonprofit, because this we do not have to do alone. There's so much going on in this world and it needs all of us, all of our strength, all of our vibration, all of our love to make it happen. And I'm here to support you all along the way. Okay. So again, thank you for listening. I hope this is helpful and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. So until then, peace. Keep doing what you're doing.